all YouTubers? I'm the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning back in to this forecast for May 3rd, 2020. As always, please do not forget to subscribe, as well as ring the bell notifications and watching the video the whole way through. And today, we're going to be talking about the May 2020 forecast. Sorry, might be a couple days late, but we still have well over 95% of the month to go. So this is my May 2020 forecast, and after that we're just going to run through a couple of models. So let's get right into it, starting with the precipitation forecast. Okay, so my May 2020 forecast, and as you can see on the top right of your screen, that will pop up right now, depending on when you watch this video, my 5th hurricane season outlook will be coming out soon, or is out. Again, depending on when you're watching the video, it is coming out May 4th in the morning. So a lot of big changes there, so consider watching that as well. Alright, let's change the color back to black here. So precipitation here, starting with the north, kind of a little bit below average. If you live in the far northern plains and the upper Midwest, Michigan, Wisconsin, back through northeastern Montana, that's where you're slightly greater, or you have a better chance of seeing below average precipitation. It's probably going to be the significance of the below average precipitation will probably be greater in that darker shade of brown. But either way, we're talking about from Detroit to Chicago to Minneapolis, maybe Green Bay before that, and then through Sioux Falls, maybe Bismarck, North Dakota, all the way back towards Boise, Idaho. Some popular towns and cities in the upper Midwest and Great Lakes, I can see some below average precipitation for the month of May. All right, South Plains up the East Coast here. It's going to be above average precipitation, but there will be a greater chance and potentially more significant above average precipitation region there for much of, well, all of Texas, that excludes the northern panhandle here, as well as southeastern Oklahoma, south central, as well as southern Arkansas, as well as the entire state of Louisiana, and central and western Mississippi. So we're talking about Biloxi, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, Monroe, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, Dallas, Fort Worth, El Paso. Some areas in that more darker shade of green there. Temperature forecast for May. Yeah, I know, it looks kind of different than what you would expect, isn't it? Now, northeast, it's going to be cold. Or, I mean, I wouldn't say downright cold, but definitely below average, especially in that more medium shade of blue. All right, and even in the purple regions, parts of the Great Lakes here, northeast, I think that purple region, we could have even greater below average temperatures. Alright, but even like from Virginia points north, we're talking about Illinois points east and north of Illinois here. We're talking about anywhere eastern North Dakota, eastern South Dakota points east from there. Alright, so all the big cities on that 95 corridor from DC all the way up to Boston. You can even include Richmond and Norfolk in there. Alright, and above average temperatures. Alright, all the way from the south central back towards the southwest, Four Corners region. Definitely that darker shade of orange, as well as parts of the West Coast. It seems to be the pattern here. All right, so potentially maybe some more of a jet like this. All right, we can't really say the jet pattern is going to be like this because it's not winter time, right? I think the jet stream pattern could be more something along the lines of this, that we could still see some colder temperatures for the month of May in parts of the Northeast. All right, so that purple is that kind of far below average area. Now for my overall forecast. Drum roll, please. All right, that was a pretty pathetic drum roll, but anyway, here is the overall May 2020 forecast. We're going to go from top to bottom of the list here, so basically going kind of west to east. Starting with warm and dry. Alright, Northern California, Northern Nevada, through Boise, Idaho, and then back towards Washington, so Seattle, Portland, Oregon. Definitely some areas you want to watch for some warmer and drier times. Even some hotter and drier times for Central Nevada, Central California, right in that little region there, in that little triangle-ish area. Also includes parts of western Utah. Alright, flip-flop pattern. 2 regions. Let's see a flip-flop pattern. Rockies, alright, region down to Southern California potentially, as well as a little stripe here, the Mid-Atlantic up through the Midwest into the Northern Plains, a little stripe there of yellow. In that narrow quarter, some popular cities / towns include Des Moines, Iowa. Peoria will be in the red, but Indianapolis, definitely a place in that flip-flop pattern region, even Norfolk in that region, as well as just north of Charleston, West Virginia. So Some cities do lie along that flip-flop pattern region. All right, and next, cold shots. So yeah, kind of some cold shots coming to the northern plains here, potentially, but they won't be Arctic blast by any means. But there will be some colder times possibly shooting down from Canada. Slightly above average precipitation at times. This will be emphasized at the beginning of the month. We're talking about central western Texas, including parts of the southern panhandle there. Pretty much all of New Mexico, as well as central and eastern portions of Arizona. All right, our primary severe weather zone here, kind of in the middle. All right, we got that humid air that region I'll be talking about next. We got some cold shots. All right, we got some above average precipitation here, so it kind of all meets. All right, we're talking about Omaha, Nebraska, Springfield, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Arkansas. All right, even Memphis here, Paducah, Kentucky, just east of Denver. Okay, some areas that could be seeing that severe weather zone, but like I said, there could be severe weather anywhere at pretty much any time. And the lower 48. Humid, all right, wet at times. Now, it actually does overlap. The humid region actually goes like this. That's kind of like your outline. So in this region, this black outlined region right in here, you're kind of overlaying the humid and the severe weather zone. All right, so this is like where your humid and your green and red overlap. But in that green region, again, includes Little Rock, Jonesboro, probably as Springfield, Missouri as well, much of the southeast, mid-Atlantic, especially the southern mid-Atlantic. And finally, cooler times. Not cold shots like we have back in the northern plains, but there will be some cooler times across the northeast, and even the northern New England and the upper UP Michigan could see some even colder times, but there will be some cooler shots coming through the northeast. So as my forecast, let's take a look at some models. CFS, okay? CFS and CANSIPS, 2 models we'll be looking at, very similar. All right, again, CFS is pretty reasonable. All right, that's because it's a 1 month forecast. You got a next month and it just turns unrealistic again. But they do have some colder air in the east. And this isn't like what's going to be like every day. This is the month as a whole. And they're projecting upwards of 2 degrees below average for the whole month. I mean, once you average it all out. All right, and the southwest region that could be emphasizing the warmth there, definitely do agree with that. 2 to 3.5 degrees above average for the month as a whole. And the CANSIPS kind of takes the cold air a little bit farther south. They usually do kind of do that, but this model is also very reasonable. I don't necessarily agree with this huge dome of high pressure that far north, or dome of warmth that far north. I think the CFS is a little bit more realistic in that department, keeping the most warm air, confined to the west coast and southwest. I don't think that the northern plains is going to be that warm like the CANSIP says, but it is certainly possible. All right, so that is my May 2020 forecast. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm the Weather Dude, signing off. Until next time. Thank you for watching.